Welcome. Today we're going to be doing some art journaling. This is my art journal and I kind of have a little bit like a scrapbooky crazy vibe going on with it. The last time I played with this, I was doing some tinting with some ink, and that is why this page has already got kind of that edge tinted. I kind of wish I wouldn't have done it to this page because I feel like it restricted me a little of where I wanted to go, and I was hoping to do more of a green theme for March. And with this already orange brownish tint, it kind of forced me to go a direction where that was also part of the theme. So the green kind of went backwards a little, but I still got a little in there, as you can see. So with this art journal, I am very much kind of on that chaos crafty side of things. I'm just kind of letting the journal itself speak to me. I have a bunch of tools around already that I feel like I want to use, and I'm just kind of using them as I go. So right now I'm picking out a sticker that could correlate with my March setup for my journal, for my bullet point journal, and I wanted to add something from that in here as a reminder of my first journal setup. Kind of like a, yay, you did it. So I picked this butterfly. I felt like it was going to match the theme overall, as far as being a butterfly instead of a moon or something. I did kind of regret this choice a little bit, as it became very dark and hard to kind of mimic. So it's kind of the only thing that has that vibe once I'm done with the page, and that kind of just pulls in this focal point. But the purpose of this monthly page spread for my art journal is to kind of hold the months, like what happened throughout the month, on it. So I wanted to make sure to include this sticker, as it was my first bullet journal page theme, to kind of make sure that I was bringing in that homage. So I'm not disappointed in it. I just kind of wish I would have chosen maybe a different sticker. So I did find these beautiful like reddish flowers to bring in that orange red theme to go along with the green a little bit. I think they matched really nicely. I'm not the best at cutting off these edges here, but I am sure learning. So now I'm just kind of looking through to see what other materials I have, if there's something else I want to be adding, as well as it's time to add in the title. So the main goal with these pages at the end is to have a certain amount of space left over in order to actually journal in it. So it will be information about the month, and I'll fill most of the journaling out further into the month as things happen, so that it has that actual feeling of the month that's happening coming like with it. So I decided to just kind of try to decoratively write the word March in here, and now I am moving on to see what else I can add. I have all these garden stickers, and I was excited to use some of them as the green, like as to bring in some more of the green. But I thought that they seemed a little too spring, and March here is kind of one of those transitional months, so you don't really get a lot of spring just yet. Like, we're starting to get some spring now as I'm recording this. But I didn't want to over encompass it with spring, as I wanted to continue to give that winter vibe, as with the first sticker I put down. So I wanted to make sure that you could tell that we still have snow, but their spring flowers are also still kind of visible right now. This was the first sticker on this roll, and the tape that they used to hold it on kind of messed with this side over here. I wasn't originally going to use it, but I just think it's so pretty with these trees and this little snow field. So I went ahead and just stuck it in up here in the corner off to the side. I do love the way these stickers look since they're mostly transparent with the background that I already had pre-drawn in. So I was just like, I really want to get another one of these stickers down, and it brings in that snow. So now I have these little daisies. It's a washi tape kind of, but I think it's more of it's a sticker tape. So they were kind of a little annoying because you have to cut the stickers out, or like cut the flowers off of the tape roll and then stick them down. And I thought the white would be more white, but as soon as I stuck it down, the white pretty much disappeared into that orange. But I had already committed by putting it down, so we just kind of left it there. Here I'm writing in just a little quote for spring, kind of to bring it in, talking about the earth waking up and us having to wake up with it. Just going back in with my glue stick, making sure everything is staying down. It can be hard when getting too many papers on top of each other sometime. So I had this little piece of paper that I really wanted to insert somewhere. This came from a craft we did with my mom and cousin earlier this month, and I was like, oh, it would be fun to add in this little piece of paper as like a nod to that craft, even though I'll never remember that those two things are correlated. It's just a fun little thing where it's like, hey, I'm gonna put down this piece of paper that was used in this craft from earlier as a junk concept of, hey, let's showcase the month. And that's the whole purpose of this journal. So we're gonna go in with some more of these daisies, because even though I didn't like the way the first one looked, maybe I can make it better. So I cut them into two different pieces. I'm not quite sure where I'm wanting to put them yet. I really shouldn't have added these, but they're down now, so it's okay. So I put this one here to start with and tried to kind of get it to go behind that green piece of paper. I do end up moving that because that's my main journal space, and I was like, oh, I don't really want to have that little clear flower somewhere in my main journal space. So I went ahead and moved it so that I could have that big page still for journaling. There I realized I need a sticker to kind of cover up that piece of bleed from the page before. So I'm just going through a sticker pack I have here and trying to see if I can find a good sticker that I can use to cover up. I ended up choosing this one. It has a nice little saying on it. It says, "Closer to happiness than I've ever been." And that's kind of a nod to just where my life is going right now and how times have been really hard lately. But every step I've taken, I'm in the directions that I've been going recently, have started to make me feel more and more like I'm making the right choices and I'm going the right direction. So I loved that little statement to kind of add in that feeling. I'm adding in some more plants here and flowers to kind of just bring in that spring, almost spring vibe. I love the transitional months because it's so much fun to watch the things change. I went through this little book that Trevor got to see if there was any piece of paper I'd like to use, and I found a little huckleberry image, and since this year I'm going to be growing huckleberries for the first time, I thought that would be super fun as I got the seeds this month to put in a little thing to showcase the seeds. This transparent paper that those came with did not want to stick down at first, but with a little bit of extra glue, it did stick down, so thankfully. Putting it on top of that green, though, was very interesting because I kind of lost a little bit of the visibility of the picture, so I still think it turned out nice. It's just interesting how it turned out. Here I'm going in with a green pen to start a little journaling. I'm just writing a little motivational quote to myself or statement to myself, reminding me to prepare to start sowing those seeds in the coming months for this year so that the harvest at the end of the year is joyful. So I'll fill in the rest of that one later on, but I'd like to let the month kind of go. So now we flipped the page here, and I'm going to be doing a journal entry for my boyfriend Trevor's birthday, which was the day before I recorded this, and this was recorded 2 days after the March spread. As you can see, I've got my nails on now. So this spread, I'm just not really 100% sure of a theme. I just knew that I wanted to kind of have this birthday vibe. I also went through a couple of new stock piles that I had and found a couple of other cute pieces like this Love Finds the Way that I'll be sticking on. So one page, well, my glue stick here totally decides to die. It's not sticking at all anymore, so I have to get a new one, but I still use it for like corners, but now I'm gonna use this sticker tape. I don't like how quickly that runs out, and then there's a lot of waste with the actual like holder that it comes in, so I try not to use it too much, but I'm gonna use it for most of this page as my glue stick is dead and I don't know where any of my other ones ran off to. So this first page here is going to be just about my boyfriend's birthday and the stuff that we did that day and how much fun that was. As to where the page next to it is going to be a world building page that has to do with my story White Noise, as me and my boyfriend have decided that we're going to be kind of turning that into a visual novel, and I'm super excited to see where that goes. But kind of as motivational, I decided to give it its own spread. This little piece of sticker here just says eternally on it, and I thought that was really fun for the concept of like writing and storytelling. I guess it's eternity, but yeah, I liked the idea for storytelling, so I went ahead and put that on that side. Then I'm adding this little tag over here, kind of just to cover up some stuff. That picture was really funny. We went to a Mexican restaurant for his birthday late lunch, and they brought him and me a shot of tequila and made him wear a sombrero. It was funny. He was not very happy about it, but as you can see in the photo, he's very happy. Still having a good time. Just adding in another picture. This was one of our first dates, so I just really enjoyed this little picture, and I was like, I'm gonna just add in another one right to the bottom here, kind of pull in that just vibe. Well, even though it wasn't for his birthday. And I decided to put this one and the White Noise page next to each other because, one, they're both happening around the same time and happening within March. So things that happen in March go behind the March intro page, so to speak. Just like the other pages, anything that happened in February went behind February before March, you know. So it's all like one big collage to showcase how the year went. So that photo that I put up in the side corner there is of my character Therius, and he's the owner of White Noise. The art was done by my boyfriend Trevor, and I just wanted to include him since he's the owner of the club into this page to kind of showcase that story. The rest of the pictures are all like club photos. I think this one is a tinted photo of maybe Lux from Lucifer. I'm adding in that little green washi tape again from the other page to kind of bring the two pages together. Crumpled that page a little, oops. And that's just that velvet rope bringing you into the doors. I've decided to switch out the book for this little painting palette to showcase that this is a creative project that we're going to be working on. And since we've really started working on it this month, I wanted to make sure that that was all there. Here I'm just gonna take this cute little heart and stamp. I've been getting really into stamps lately, and they've been kind of annoying for me to learn, but I'm starting to get the hang of them, I think. Like, that's a pretty good heart. So now I'm just gonna kind of start writing in information about the day and about my boyfriend in this section here. And then on the other page, I'll obviously write about the story and about us starting that new journey together. I enjoyed this journal because I used to really love journaling, but adding in the images and the feeling so you can experience the day as well as read it has just like elevated my journaling so much. So it's not just a bunch of words like on a page. It's words surrounded by memories, so you can have that feeling as you're reading the journal. I feel like looking back at this in the coming years, and even in just the coming months, is going to be a lot more rewarding than when I had to look back on my journals before. So thank you so much for watching, and if you've made it this far, mwah! Have a great day and stay creative.